Hello, welcome to the astrology forecast for 2017. This is for Pisces Sun and Pisces Ascendant. And welcome Pisces. Can be a very interesting year for you, where the last few years the energy in the sky has been pretty difficult, planetary wise. And how you see that as an astrologer is the outer planets, what's called the aspects, how they're interacting with each other, and who's interacting with who, and it's been pretty difficult. 2017, there's a lot more ease there, and why that is out of the 13 major what's called aspects or planetary connections patterns, 9 of them are with Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, opportunity, and good luck. And Jupiter is your traditional ruling planet. Okay, Neptune's your modern one, but Jupiter is your traditional, is what's called the traditional, before they knew but the planets that you could see beyond Saturn, with the planets that you would have to have a telescope to see. So Jupiter, it's a very strong Jupiter year. It begins right off of the Capricorn new moon on the 28th of December, which you remember, new moons are planning. What do we want to plan? In Capricorn especially, what do I want for my year? I want to plan for my ambition, that sense of what do I want to work for. But Mercury's retrograde. But that's not really such a big deal, although can say that the first week in January things are off to a slow start. People might not be back from work, or if they're there and they're not quite there. You know what I mean by that. But Mercury goes direct on the 8th, and then all the planets are direct. So it's like off to the races, major. We go into February. The weeks before your birthday are traditionally a time if you can retreat, because you're preparing for your new year. But there's such a movement forward energy. You might be like, okay, I need to catch my breath here. And that's what the eclipse is, at least the lunar eclipse, is about in February. February 6th, Jupiter, right, your traditional ruling planet, will be going retrograde. Whenever a planet goes retrograde or direct, it's what's called at its station. It has the most power. And it's going retrograde at a very special point in the sky that represents fortune. And the eclipse on the 7th, the lunar eclipse on the 7th, is highlighting that desire to get away from it all, to have a little bit of retreat, and to have some balance between taking care of yourself and your daily life, and just being able to say, I just want to shut the curtains and go to bed and sleep in today. Now on the 26th, the solar eclipse, so now we're in Pisces. The solar eclipse refers back to the solar eclipse September 1st. And in Pisces, in your sign, there's this push, this movement towards, okay, let me do my thing. It's time for me to do my thing. What do I want? And if your birthday is close to the 26th, you may find that something comes up around your work where you are ready to take on something else, or something's illuminated around the company you're working with. Becomes apparent. March is a very busy month. We start off the 2nd with an exact Jupiter-Uranus opposition. Here we are with Jupiter again. And we already at the end of 2016, the universe gave us a little hint, a precursor of what to expect for 2017, because there was already one Jupiter-Uranus opposition on the 26th of December. So it comes around again, and it's highlighting your money houses. And there's this expansion. Now, the caution of Jupiter in this particular house could be careful about putting too much money on the credit cards, because you could have the ability to borrow money, but do you really want to be obligated to that debt? And that Uranian energy is stirring up this vibration within you. Is like, I want some change, and I just want, there's a play on words in English. Change represents coins, right? But Uranus is the planet of change. It's in your money house. But Uranus says, I just don't want coins. I don't want like little change. I want something. Give me a quantum leap. So there's this push to have a quantum leap in your financial future. Now, granted, this energy also is about a quantum leap of understanding the gifts, your innate talents, and the gifts that you came onto the world to share with the world, right? Your own talents. And it can be a quantum, a big expansion and awareness of, my gosh, I can develop so much within myself and be able to create a more abundant life from doing that. Now, March is also very prominent because Venus is going retrograde in Aries, where Uranus is in your money house. So there's this rethinking of, do I really want to spend money on this? Do I really want to spend money on that? What really is of value to me? So there is a sense. Now, if you buy stuff under the Venus retrograde, for you personally, because it's in your money house, then you might say, I don't know if I want to keep it. So that's part of it too. So this is a reassessment of what you really value and how much you really want to spend towards what you value. And by the end of the month, we got Jupiter again connected with Pluto, and Pluto wants something big. I want something big. I want something meaningful. I want something that, is not just piddly. I want to have purpose, something that has purpose to me. And it's in an intuitive house. Jupiter's in an intuitive house. It is connected with the house of friendships. So your intuition around friends can be a little elevated, but it also can mean that you can meet somebody where through your social connections, where somehow, because it's Pluto and Pluto's a planet of empowerment, just being with them you could feel empowered by, or that you separate relationships, friendships, groups, or any groups or organizations that you're connected with that disempower you. It's like, I don't need that. I want to be around people where I feel empowered, where I feel accepted, where I feel safe and nurtured. Okay. And that I can give to too, because it's a two-way street. It is about that that we can do something together. We can make something big together. Into April, another major month. Saturn goes retrograde, so Saturn's very strong in the beginning of the month. Okay, let's get serious about what we want to accomplish. That's on the 6th. And then on the 9th, Mercury, that's another Mercury retrograde. And that Mercury retrograde is, the Mercury retrogrades this year, the 3 of them are in air signs. They dip back into fire signs, inspiration, and then move forward again. And they are in the sectors of your chart that have to do with communicating with people, communicating with friends, communicating with others. So there's a lot about people and communication with you this year. You might find your email box gets really, a lot of back and forth. It could be carbon copy with this. It could be joint teleconferences, Skype calls, a lot of interconnections with others and communication. And that's true in April time. And then on the 15th, Venus goes direct. So she's going direct, but she's going direct in your sign in Pisces. And she's going direct connected with Chiron and Saturn. And this represents that there can be a deep healing. So some of this can be like on an inner deep within you where you feel, I'm just, I'm doing my own healing work. I'm over that. I'm healed. And you're serious about it. There's a seriousness about that. Saturn, Venus sometimes does cut off relationships that are no longer appropriate or no longer feel right for you. And at the same time, it solidifies relationships where there's mutual respect and compassion and understanding. And that is the key with this Venus retrograde cycle, especially when she goes direct. Compassion, understanding, healing, and respect between people. Okay. Now, And for you, somehow it's connected with work, your work world, or how you want to be seen in the world. We go into May. The lunar node, the north node of the moon, has been in Virgo for 18 months. So is this collective energy of taking care of health and having a routine and healthy food on a global level. There might be more organic food in the grocery stores and more yoga studios on the corners. All this health consciousness. Now it's going into Leo. This is remembering the little things in life that make life special. The birthdays, the anniversaries, the graduations. Making life special and following your heart. That if you're not doing what you love, why are you doing it? And if you don't love what you're doing, you either change your attitude, right? Or find something. Because a lot of people, they have the job that pays the bill. And the North Node going into Leo is saying, hey, find time in your life to follow your heart. You don't have to do it 24/7. But find some time to follow your heart and make life special, whatever that means to you. Maybe you're already good at that. It's just emphasizing that strong. And we have this beautiful Uranus trine Saturn energy in May. This and Saturn has been in your solar 10th house, the sector of your life that has to do with career. So maybe things have been a little bit difficult over the last couple years. There's one obstacle after another. 2017, if you've paid attention to and what you needed to do to maybe, just keep not giving up. Saturn is about not giving up. Figuring it out. It's not about doing the same thing over and over again and, banging your head and getting big bruises. But it is okay. That didn't work, so what will work? That didn't work. Trying and trying again. Not giving up. And now, with the trine energy in 2017, a big boost. It starts in December, a little bit in December, and then big boost in May. Then what happens, because it's trining Uranus in your house of money, then you really start to see how the development will unfold for more financial abundance for you. And also, really being confident in your own talents and your gifts to be able to create an abundant life. Now, we go into June with Jupiter going direct. Remember, that is and also Neptune will go direct. Neptune will go retrograde. The retrograde or direct is the power day of those planets. And they're both of those, that's your modern ruler and traditional ruler, very strong in June. And so there can be a couple of times where you just meditate on those days. June 9th is when Jupiter goes direct, where you just feel more confident in life. I can do this, whatever this is. We slide through into the summer months, and then August comes around. We're in the eclipse month again, and Uranus, the planet that wants to shake things up, is going retrograde. So the very end, on the 2nd. And then on the 7th, we have the lunar eclipse. And remember, the lunar eclipse patterns are falling into this sector of your chart that represents being able to take a breath, catch your breath, and making sure that your daily routine is in order. The things that you have to do to keep life in order is steady for you, so you don't get overwhelmed. And that you do have a balance between being able to get away from it all and get things done and take care of your health. Now, that's the lunar eclipse. The solar eclipse is on the 20th. Oh, by the way, Mercury goes retrograde in August on the 12th. Once again, it's that sense of connecting with other people and the communication with friends and others and all of that stuff. So reconnecting with people. Then the 21st, we have a total solar eclipse. And when the solar eclipse is total, it's just more powerful. And that is happening in your everyday work world. So there's two places in the astrology chart that represent work. One is the everyday work that needs to get done, that give us that greater recognition in life. So the solar eclipse is happening in that world. You know, these are the things that I need to get done. Maybe they're not my favorite things to do at work, but I know that they're the support system. They're this foundation that will really get me the raise, get me the promotion, get me that larger picture of what I want. Now, September, Mercury goes direct on the 5th, and we have another Jupiter-Uranus opposition. And that Jupiter-Uranus opposition, again, is that inspiration about being able to have a lift, you know, what to do for more freedom and abundance around your financial system. Part of it is that Jupiter wants freedom around debt and obligations. So do I want to pay off this loan, or do I want to take out, you know, more freedom around that? And the Uranian energy says, what do I need to do? Not just to get a little bit of a raise, but to get a big chunk. So do I need to change my job? Do I need to change my career? Where can I create more freedom? And sometimes more freedom and more abundance in life isn't necessarily about a change in job. It's a change in lifestyle. Now, we go to the end of the month with Pluto going direct, and that's the empowerment energy and focus energy, and you can feel that sense. I'm ready to focus. I'm ready to be empowered, you know, get going. In October 10th, Jupiter goes into Scorpio. Water sign, you're a water sign. And Jupiter going into Scorpio, that offers you more freedom, it's in a sector about travel. It helps you with a real positive attitude in life. And there may be more places where people want to learn from you. That you're sharing your ideas, you're sharing your gifts, you're sharing your insights with others. Now, and sometimes it's not necessarily connected to a job. It can be connected to a person where somebody wants your take on something. You know, a friend, they're going through a hard time and they want your insight into that. Now, Jupiter will be in Scorpio for another year, and this is October 10th through 2017. But that's the beginning. November, we have another beautiful Saturn trine Uranus. It's November 11th, this exact day, but the energy will be out throughout the month. And it's the last time that we'll have this vibration, this particular vibration in a trine with Uranus, with Saturn and Sagittarius, because Saturn is going to go into Capricorn. And remember, the work that you do in 2017 around not giving up, around that larger picture of what you want, being very clear about what you want, can support you in a more abundant lifestyle. And you got to define what abundant lifestyle prosperity means for you, because it means different for everybody. And obviously you know that it's not just about money. And it's about developing your talents too. So here we go into the last month, December. Mercury's retrograde. Doesn't go retrograde from the earth signs now. It goes retrograde from the fire sign. It's going retrograde from Sagittarius, where Saturn is, in your 10th house. So there's this rethinking, this whole focus and insight into that larger picture of your life. Yes, career. You know, astrology calls it the career sector, the career house. But to me, that house is your life. It's really your life. Because the job is part of your life, but your life is your career. So it's this rethinking and sort of scrubbing it down and getting really serious about it, fine-tuning it, and getting ready for 2018. And boy, is that the case, because Saturn will now go into Capricorn. It won't go back into Sagittarius for another 28 years. Okay? So that's pretty significant. And it will spend the next 2.5 years in Capricorn. And on the 22nd, there's this combination with Jupiter and Saturn that's preparing not only for 2018, but for 2020, because there will be a combination between Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto in 2020. That's a big deal. So this what you can be contemplating at the end of 2017, you will be able to set into motion these ideas that will take you into up to 2020. Thank you very much for tuning in. And there's a lot of info here. If you're in YouTube, there's a button, on the left-hand top side, there's that watch later thing. And if you click watch later, what will happen is that when the energies get a little funky, like, what did she say about this? You'll just be able to find it really easy if you click the watch later thing. I wish you a very, very happy new year, very prosperous, filled with much joy, peace, and health, all the good things that you want.